lesson I'm gonna talk about how you improvise and how you make lines on a minor cadence. I realized when I looked at the lessons that I've done until now that I really didn't do much with minor tonalities, and I also had a few requests for how you approach minor 2-5-1s, and especially what you do with a minor 7 flat 5 chord, which is the second degree in a minor cadence. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take minor 2-5-1 in the key of D minor and talk a little bit about what scales go where, and just take the simplest approach as to how to improvise on it, the most natural approach that you can easily hear. And then I'm going to make a few lines for that and explain how I made them, what the components are, and how I think about that. And hopefully you can use that for making your own lines. So the 2-5-1 is this. The second degree in a minor key is a minor 7 flat 5. So in this case of D minor, the cadence is E minor 7 flat 5, A7 with a flat 13 in this case, and then D minor 6-9. Probably what many people find difficult about the 2-5s, the minor 2-5s in the beginning, is that you can't use the same scale over all of it, and in fact most of the time you're using a different scale for each chord. But if you just sort of keep in mind that it's D minor, and that that you think more about what chords you're playing, then you don't have to worry about changing scale all the time, and that makes it maybe a bit easier to make the lines. So for the first chord, well, you could fit that in D harmonic minor. But I find myself using just D minor, D natural minor, so that would be the same as F major when I'm playing on this. For the dominant, there are quite a few choices, obviously, but the most natural choice would to say, well, okay, it's the dominant of a D minor chord, so we should take a D minor scale, and the one that works the best for that is the harmonic minor. So on this chord, I would suggest you use D harmonic minor. That would be the scale. On the D minor, right now I'm playing a D minor with a 6, which means that it's not D harmonic minor, that's for sure. And I already did a lesson on how to play minor, tonic minor with melodic minor, which is what I would suggest you do on this. So play D melodic minor. But in the lines, because I'm mostly concerned with the cadence, in all the examples, I'm just resolving to one note and not really making any lines. But the other lesson on how to make some lines with the melodic minor could probably help you there. So let's try some examples. Okay, so the first example sounds like this. And, well, on the 2 chord, I'm just playing the arpeggio, in fact. And then I'm chromatically approaching the 3rd of the dominant. I think what's often key when you begin to improvise on minor 2-5s is that the 3rd of the dominant isn't really present over the 2 chord, and it's not even in the scale. So if you introduce that in the beginning of the measure with the dominant, it's very clear. You can really hear, okay, now we're there, and then you can really hear the sound of the chord much better. So I aim for that very often, just to keep it clear. Okay, and then I play arpeggio, and in D harmonic minor, the arpeggio on the third of the A, so the third of the A is the C sharp, and the diatonic arpeggio is a diminished arpeggio, and I use that really a lot. In this case, I'm not using it. I'm actually using it in inversion, but I don't really think too much about that. I just use the dim arpeggio really often for this kind of sound. And then I'm resolving that to the fifth of D minor. The next example. So this is another arpeggio that you can use on the II chord, which is the arpeggio from the flatted fifth, which is a major 7 arpeggio. So in this case it's a B flat major 7 arpeggio. And then I'm just running down the scale. And then I'm circling the fifth of the A7. So the first note on the A7 is an E. Dim arpeggio again, and then I'm chromatically resolving to the third of the D minor. So basically, this line is a B flat major 7 arpeggio, and then dim arpeggio again, and then resolving to the third. What you might notice also with these examples, I'm trying to introduce a bit more rhythm in the lines, so they're not only strictly 8 notes all the time. So a little bit more triplets, and I'm also resolving on the 4 and instead of on the 1 sometimes. Because, well, I guess my lessons are often about the notes you play, but it's just as important that you also start to introduce some interesting rhythms when you make lines. So I figured I might try and do that a bit more in the examples that I play. So the third example. So here we have another arpeggio that works well for playing on the II chord. That's the G minor 7. Be a little bit careful with landing too much on the F, but so I'm basically playing a sequence with that arpeggio, and then resolving that to the fifth of the A7, the good old dim chord, and then I'm this small melody to the third of the D minor. For the fourth example, so the first thing is actually just the E minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio in inversion, and then I'm walking up the scale, and then I'm using another triad that works really well on the A7, which is the augmented triad. And then I'm making this small sort of bebop cliché circling of the fifth of D minor. So there were some examples on how I make lines when I'm playing on minor cadences using the harmonic minor scale on the dominant, and how I approach making lines on the II chord, the minor 7 flat 5 chord. I hope that you can sort of take some of these ideas and some of the arpeggios that I use and make your own lines with them, At least that's sort of the point. And then thank you for watching. If you have any comments or any suggestions, then leave them here in the video, or feel free to connect with me on any of the social media things that I do, so Facebook or Google Plus or Twitter. Let me know there. If you like the video, then please like it, and if you want to stay up to date with what I'm doing and more lessons, then subscribe to my channel, or subscribe to my newsletter. So yeah, thank you for watching.